Demons and Angels. Did you watch that movie? Enjoy. Movie is part of the life. Good songs. Okay. Demons and Angels. That movie. Did you watch it? No. So there they talk about these 4 elements and.
No, they talk about the fifth.
They are the fifth, but they didn't say the fifth. Usually in Western, ideology, Greek and Roman ideology, they didn't recognize the space as an element. Space is nothing, right? Space means nothing. They don't consider space element. They recognize earth, water, fire, air. That is before the, table. What do you call it? Chemistry table, what do you call it? All the 119 elements? Periodic table. Before the periodic table, this was the basic classification of the things. Okay? So, the 5th element they don't recognize. 5th element is the mystic element. It's a space where the Lord Shiva dances. Okay? So, they don't recognize it. But in this film, the demon and angels, they talk about all these 4 elements, and there are different temples and directions in the Vatican for all these 4 elements, and the mystic 5th element, they say that where the secret resides and the hero reaches that point. Okay, so that's the movie. So the 5 elements here represented. So that's one thing. And what are others? As I said, sun is the 6th one. Moon. Yes. Yes. What else? What's the 8th element then? You know what was the 8th element? So everyone got your notebook, right? Anyone need a notebook? Just ask him.
Everybody move on.
Return it before you leave.
Come here. Sit in the front, it's better, you can see better.
the 5 elements. It's an order I put it. Anyone can think about this order. A brain squeeze.
Wait,
Why did I? You come over here. Looks tired today. Yes,
it was created before water.
Earth was created before water. Water was before. There's an order. You know, in numbers, you get the questions there, and the pattern of numbers. You find a relationship there. Like that, there's a relationship you can guess. Yes. Huh? Distance. Earth, water, fire. Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
Earth and water have A as the second letter.
What? Earth and water?
Have A for the second letter.
Pardon?
Have A for the second letter.
A as a second letter in earth and water. Okay. It's more than that. It's regarding the earth, not the letters and other thing. There's an order. That's good. In this way you can think. She's coming closer. This is the order I said. Nilan, Neer, Nerappu, Kaatru, Ahayam. Earth, water, fire, air, space or ether. Why we say in this order? Yes.
The size of each thing, like earth is bigger than water, fire is bigger than.
You are coming very close, eh? There is some relationship like that. It is not the size actually, but there is something. Yes. Regarding nature. Yes. Squeeze your brain.
The grade 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s, come on. Grade 1s, 2s.
Just come on to there. What do you think? What's the relationship? Yes.
Like a level is bottom to top.
Levels.
It's from bottom to top, the lowest highest.
Oh, why do you say lowest and highest?
Like earth is at the bottom and the space is higher than that.
Oh, you are relating to the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more than that. Yes.
Because Earth is made of water, fire, and space.
Is there anyone there? Okay, everyone here, right? That's okay. Yeah, you can come in. So no small kids there, right? So no smaller ones here. You
I did. I'll
just check this.
Yeah.
That's something. If they are there, you can do some story time. Yes.
Is it because Earth is made of fire, water, air, and space?
You can say that, but Earth is really not the real. It's like a solid matter.
Maybe come from solid to like gas, because Earth is a solid.
Okay.
Water is a liquid.
Okay.
And fire, I think, is neither maybe.
Uh-huh.
Gas. And then air is sort of somewhat related to gas.
Coming closer. Yes.
The portion of what each is made of, like earth is made higher, more of earth is in that part, and water, and then more.
You are right too. That's right. The Earth means that's not 100% Earth or something. That's true. It's very closer to Vasusan. The Earth is more gross. We can see and feel and touch and measure. Right? Water is subtler than the Earth. Still you can feel and touch another thing, but no definite shape. It takes the shape of the container or reservoir. Is that right?
Yeah.
The liquid part. And fire is like it is not take the shape of the container, it takes in any form, but it still you can see. right? The flame and the color, another thing you can see. Air, can you see the air?
No. Actually,
Space,
no.
nothing. So it becomes subtler and subtler and subtler. You know, the earth and the water is subtler than the earth, and the fire is more subtler than the water, and air is more subtler than the fire, and the space is the most subtlest element. You got it? You got it?
Yeah.
That's the relationship. So it's just 5. Okay? So why do we make the temple idols? You know, in temples, when you go to Swami, you see the idols, right? What are they made of? The main sanctum, main room. The Swami idol in the temple, the sanctum sanctorum. Everyone gone to the temple?
Yeah.
Did you see the deities there? Okay. So what they are made out of?
Brass.
Brass, yes. Brass. Usually the deities you can be carried away, carried in a procession, another thing in the brass. Okay, that's something. But not in the sanctum sanctorum. You should observe. In the temple,
Don't answer.
which temple do you go? None? You? Which two and why? Huh? Eclincal. So you know the main room? Mechanical.
Chandramani.
Chandramal. Oh yeah, okay, that's my temple too. So when you go there straight, the sanctum temple, the main deity is there, right? You see the Shivalinga is made out of what? There's a decorated thing, and there they put the clothes and ornaments and everything. What? Wait. Which temple do you go? Richmond Hill, yes. Richmond Hill you can't miss. Because Swami is like my size. Standing like a 6 feet Swami. 5 feet actually, their height, yeah.
What's it?
You know, Murugan and Pillayar are the very tall statues, right? Even in India, you can't see that size.
Yeah.
So what they are made out of? That idol is made out of?
Clay.
Huh? Coil?
Saw this coil in India that has many coils in it.
Yeah, but Richmond, that says many coil, but main thing, yes? Marble, what's that? Huh?
Coil.
Coal. Yeah, because the dark. Yes. Clay. Yes. Stone. Earth. It is made out of stone. In any temple you go, the main deity is fixed to the one place, not carried away. As the main sanctum sanctorum. That's it. It's made out of stone. Okay. That means if you go to the Amman temple, Amman there, the statue is made out of stone, granite stone. And if a Shivan temple, Shivalingam made out of the granite stone. If the Pillayar temple, Pillayar is made out of the granite stone. Okay. That deity is made out of the stone. Why did they do with that? Why don't they do with the gold or silver? That's more precious metals. Why did they select the stone? They can carve out of the wood, or they can make from the concrete or clay nice statues, another thing, nice paintings. They can do that, or they can make the statues with the metals, right? Like brass and copper. Oh, it's a temple. We are making for the Almighty Lord. Why should we be so stingy? We can make the image of the God in gold and start with some diamonds, rubies, emeralds. Why didn't we do that?
You're gonna get robbed.
Huh?
You're gonna get robbed.
He's gonna get robbed. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. What else?
It's like
Because we are greedy. The stone has all the, yes.
For gold, I think gold is one of the weakest metals, so you can easily make a dent in it.
Okay, easily make a dent in it.
Stones they come from earth.
Come from
Earth.
earth. Stone has all these 5 elements. Do you agree or not?
Yes. Yes. I do.
Stone come from the earth. That's right. There is water flow in the stone because under the rocks there is a water flow. It's underground water. Where do we get it from? Okay. Yeah. And there's a fire in the stone. Do you agree or not?
Yes.
How did they make the fire? The first man. How did they make the fire?
With stones.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
sticks.
So stone has the fire. Is there any air in the stone?
Yes. Yes. It's from the earth.
That's for your measurement, yes. I didn't ask stone breathes or not. I am asking if there is any air in the stone.
Yes. There is.
No air?
There is.
There is.
Yes.
Like a blob of air.
Yeah. Sometimes they make the statues and they find there's a bubble inside. Have you seen the bubbles inside? The bubble there.
Diamonds.
Okay. Even the precious stones, when they cut it and check it for that, sometimes there is a bubble. It's not considered as a very auspicious thing. Any cracks or bubbles inside. So this case here. Okay. Right. And the last thing, the space. Is there any space in the stone?
Yes.
Yeah. Every particle has a space. Okay. So the stone has all the 5 elements. That's why we make the image of the God in the temple out of the stone. You got it?
Why is
Got the
that-
reason.
Why is that made out of metal?
Because this is not a temple. No place can replace the temple. This is a school, and there are other places, the place of worship and other things there. The temple is the temple where the idol made out of the stone installed properly. Okay, that's all. So this is 5 elements. The God expressed in 8 expressions of the God are there. You can write 8 expressions of the God. We cannot see the God, but God has expressed Himself for us in 8 forms. 8 forms. So all these 8 forms come there.
Wait.
These 5 forms come there. So 8 expressions of the God. We call it Ashtamosha.
ನಾನು running in the class at the temple, somewhat qualified to teach.
Okay? The people say sometimes, oh, where is God? Show it to me. See there, we can't show. But he's already expressed in 8 forms.
Wait, we can only see him if we're in heaven.
See him?
We can only see God if we're in heaven.
If we are in heaven, yes. If and when we are in heaven, we can see him. Yes. Right.
Right now we're not in heaven.
So what's the 6th expression of the God? 5 expression you know. Earth, water, fire, air, space. What is the 6th expression? Hmm?
Sun.
Sun, very good. Very good.
Soul.
Sun, moon.
Soul.
So one soul or many souls?
Many souls.
Actually souls, yeah.
Many souls.
So all the living beings are the expressions of the God. So whatever you do good for them, you are doing it it to God. Whatever do you do hurt them, you are hurting
Yourself.
God.
Oh.
It's not only humans, all the living beings. You always have a place reserved for it.
Yeah. Sit here. Okay.
Come on, come
You could go all the way up on the
Good people for
on. A chair for it.
some
It's okay.
people.
So you know the 8 expressions of the God, right? No, where is that? We talked about 5 elements. You know 5 elements? Yes. We talked about 8 expressions of the God. These 5 elements. So some people ask, where is God? Can you show it to me? So we can't see the God as it is. But God has expressed himself for both believers and non-believers alike in 8 forms. These 8 forms are these 5 elements. Plus he expresses himself in the sun, moon, and each and every soul. Okay. Now, any kids interested in politics?
Politics.
Yes, politics is not different from everything. The religion is not different from politics. If you know the religion only, you can choose the correct politics. Yes. Okay. Next thing we come to that. Why do we preserve our environment and save our environment? We do not pollute our environment. What do you say the name? The pollution, right?
Yeah.
So preventing the pollution of the earth, preventing the pollution of the water, preventing the misuse of the fire, preventing the pollution of the air, preventing the misuse of the space. Okay? All these things are important. Why?
Because we live on the earth, and if we pollute the earth, then we'll have like barely any space to live in
Yeah, that's okay. How long you are going to living on this earth?
for a long time. Depends.
So how many years you wish to live?
100 and forever.
That's not practical.
And then,
Said how many?
we drink water. I don't live.
So if you pollute the earth, what will happen? Yeah.
The earth will explode.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah. Earth's core will
Breeding
explode.
cycle, we don't
And then some people will be dead.
I'm talking only about the earth.
And then the earth's core will explode.
What? The respect for Mother Earth. Okay. So how do we show our respect for Mother Earth? Because all these things are expressions of the God. You already learned that, right? So how we are taking care of them, and how we do our respect for these forms of God. Yes. Yes. Clean up. So what do you do for the cleaning?
You pick up the garbage from outside.
Yeah.
Gloves.
Pick up the garbage, and where do you put the garbage?
Garbage.
The most important thing is yes.
Garbage can. You put the garbage in the garbage can and the recycling in the recycling.
That's very good. Aaron made the point. Did you hear that? So one thing is keep it clean. Second thing is recycle whenever possible. Recycle. What are the things you can recycle?
Reduce,
Yes.
recycle.
Huh? Plastic. So plastic you can recycle. Papers. Glass.
Bottles.
Huh?
Bottles.
bottles.
Bottles. Yes.
Cell phones.
Huh?
Cell phones.
Cell phones.
Yeah, you
Yes.
Huh?
do.
Electrical
car-
recycling.
Electrical
Those
recycling.
batteries.
Batteries. Yeah, I know the batteries. Yeah. Cell phones too.
Yes.
Okay. Where do you put these all computers?
Same place.
Same place. Outside on your screen.
Never ever do that.
And then someone takes it.
If somebody
Please
takes
take.
Huh?
Please take.
Yeah, if somebody uses it.
No, I saw
So
someone.
the recycling.
I saw someone.
Why?
throw this thing.
Because why do we need to recycle?
So the earth doesn't explode.
But why do you need to recycle?
So we're going to dump.
Garbage dump, yes.
So there won't be lots of garbage.
You won't see lots of garbage.
So we can reuse.
You can reuse.
We can reuse. Oh.
So why? Why do we need to recycle? How?
So you use it every day, so
Yeah. So it's a minimum. Otherwise, someone need to make it another one. But they can use the same thing again and again. All these materials we get it from the earth. Where do we get the glass from? Where do we get the glass from? Earth, sand, right? Okay. Where do we get the papers from? Trees. So if you recycle, you will cut less trees. You will use less sand. So it helps the earth. If you get more sand, what happens to the earth? Erosion. If you cut more trees, what happen? What will happen? What you are thinking you are going to live for 2,000 years. What will happen cutting the trees? What will happen cutting the trees? Yeah. So recycle, that's one of the things. And one of the recycle, that's one thing. Certain things they cannot. They take the longer time to decompose. What's like? Let's say example. Huh? What's that? You have to talk louder. Now you have to talk louder. He has to hear.
I can't hear you.
Banana peel?
Banana peels.
No. You can recycle those. You can use them as... Yeah, you can. Easily. Manure.
Banana peels are easily decomposable. You got to put the recycle. It's a compost.
I know.
So that's other things. You use the compost.
I know. How about manure?
Okay. Ukkura kuppiyal. Whatever is what do you call it? It's an decay and easily decayable. That's go to compost. So use that one. Yes.
Manure.
Huh?
Manure.
Yeah. That's it.
I know something that's not. Oh.
There are certain things. Yes.
Plastic?
Yeah. Very, very important. Reduce the use of plastics. Why?
Or will die. Water bottle?
Why?
Because
You have to write it down.
it takes thousands of years for it to decompose.
Yeah, it takes thousands and thousands of years. The particles stay in the earth. Okay, so not easily decomposable. So if you use it and you throw it away, it will stay in the environment. That what are the harmful things it do?
An animal might see it and eat it, thinking it's food. And then
Yeah.
die.
That's right. What else? Even the what do you call the plastic thing thrown into the ocean hurt the animals, right? Some of them eat it, some of them will get trapped into that, injured and other things too. So it's harmful. So reduce the use of plastics. So when you go to the shops, if they offer the bags, do you get it or not? If it's a plastic bags, you can better say no. You can always have the reusable bags all the time. Okay? So reduce the use of shopping bags.
Then how do we get
Most of your toys are made out of the plastic, right?
mine is made out of like a
So you can use the reusable bags, and you can use the paper bags, cloth bags for the easily decomposing. Is it 6 o'clock now?
No, I have to be there by 6.
What are the other ways we can show the recipe? You can throw some.
Actually, I have one point with this electronic waste.
Guys, shh.
You all know that we can recycle electronic stuff. We call a number, they pick up these old computers, old cell phones. But anybody has any idea where these old cell phones and computers end up? Do you know? Yeah.
Factory, I think.
We have something.
They all are being shipped to third world countries. What are those third world countries? The developing countries.
Let's go, geniuses at the back. Third world countries.
Most of them are being shipped to those countries. Anybody can name any of those developing countries? Yeah.
Europe?
No.
Continent.
No, it's okay. Continent, country, that's fine. Come up with Africa,
Good.
and then some of Asian countries,
United States.
India?
India, and there's like Cambodia, all these poor countries. And you know why they are being shipped there? People over there wait for these shipments, and they take out the electronic parts from those computers. They melt the copper, they melt the aluminum, whatever in that it is, and that releases whole lot of toxins. And us who are living in these Western countries, these advanced countries, we ship out all the trash to them, and they are the ones who's dealing with these toxins. But anyway, it's a world, and all those gas, all those toxins affects all over us, all over the world. But we think we are keeping it safe by just taking it out of our countries.
So what can they do to help with the situation?
What they can do is there's a lot of people who have raised voices against this kind of stuff, and there is a book called National Geography, and they have information on their websites, and they have information. There's like tons of articles you can read up, and you can see how to prevent this.
National Geography. Anyone read this magazine?
What's the latest issue of
So when you go to the next time to the library, please borrow some copies and read it. There are lots of issues related to the earth, forest, animals, and other living beings there. So actually we don't have any proper solution for certain things, I think, like
Yeah.
plastics and cell
Yeah,
phones
that's-
and electronic use.
Yeah, we
Even
don't
we
have a
shift to
proper
the other
solution.
places. If they can use it for some time, that is good, as it is. But if they dismantle and melt and get the substances,
Yeah,
whatever
and it's a
usable
business
part and
for them.
metals out and get the things out, then by the process of melting and that itself releases the toxin in some other part of the earth. You understand? So, the big thing is consume less.
yes.
Don't buy the toys after toys after toys after toys. Don't change into the cell phone because there's a BlackBerry here, now Apple that has other feature and other
Yeah.
things. And everything. Use it to the maximum and
you
keep
should-
your needs to the minimum. Okay, that new computer or new cell phone has this feature, Twitter, and these things and that thing, so I want to get that one. Don't rush behind it. So, phone is for the communication basically. Most of the time we don't need cell phone. As Vasu is leaving for his temple program, he asked for, shall I use your cell phone? I said you can go to the temple office and ask them, I want to make a call. When you are ready, give us a call. You don't need a cell phone. Is that right or wrong? Right? So minimize the use. And toys, electronic items, and the plastics and other things, minimize.
He's back.
Unless they want to phone, she thinks she might call me. Unless if she might call me.
What's that?
She said she.
No, that's okay. You can call. She's coming for the phone again. Okay. So another thing is, did you know that Health Canada issued a warning on use of handheld phone devices?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What is the risk of handheld phone devices?
Oh.
The radiation.
Radiation effect. When you take the phone and put it like that, is what do you call it? Talking to that for hours and hours and hours, the radiation goes here. Where does it go?
Brain.
Brain. What does it cause?
Brain damage.
Brain tumors. It's a risk. Someone started talking about it few years ago. Everyone thought, oh, that's an imaginary thing. Then the World Health Organization recognized that it's a recognized health hazard is a exposure to radiation. Now Health Canada issued warnings, especially for the kids and younger ones, to limit the use of cell phones and limit the time.
So
And-
phones are better? Phones are better?
No, handheld devices are better. Just you use the speaker phone or something like that, that is better. And minimize the use. Don't use it because your phone, you are talking everything.
Skype? I think Einstein also said that these were right because of the cell phone emits the radio waves. These will misunderstand.
I'm not quite sure. Einstein time the cell phone is available? I don't know.
No, he said once the bees are dead, after that humanity will, or the human race will perish within like 100 years. Once all the bees and all those that spreads pollen, if those ones
Did you
die,
hear that?
life after that for humans is only for like 100 years. So when we use cell phones, the signals that we receive from the cell phones always intersect with the bees, their signals and their paths and everything. And that is causing enormous damage to the bees.
Got it? The bees. The communication of the bees interrupted by our cell phone signals. You know, when you go to the hospital, they say do not use cell phones. Why?
Because they do x-rays and all that kind of stuff there, and radio waves interfere with that.
The electronic signals interfered by our cell phone signals. That's why they say the patient is one place, the heart being monitored, heart rate being monitored, or respiration being monitored, and someone in some other part of the hospital monitoring that. So if you use a cell phone, that may interfere that signal. Like that, use of cell phones can interfere the communication and of the bees. So they are traveling, their flight path and everything is enormously affected. So Einstein warned that when the bees comes extinct, only the human lives only for further 100 years or something like that. Okay? That's one part. So this is the way to show our respect for the earth. Then what's the second element? So how do we show respect for the water? Right, respect for the earth. Vasu has gone already, right? Anyone know Bhumi Puja, when you do the puja? Prithvi Vaya Drida Loka. Say that. You are offering prayer to the earth. Okay, that's fine. Now come to the respect for water. What is the respect for water in puja you do? Tell louder. Gankecha, Jamuna Chaiva, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmade, Sindhe, Kaveri, Jalesmin, Sannitin, Guru. Okay? That's the respect for the water. The prayer song we learned over the summer holiday. Don't worry. And so respect for the water. So yes. Don't pollute. Okay, so what do you don't do?
Lots of the big companies, they dump the toxic waste, like the mercury, they dump it into rivers or lakes.
Yeah, industrial waste. You know the industrial waste? What is industrial waste, high school kids?
Industrial.
All the industries and factories, they not only produce fumes, you can see that fumes, that we're going to discuss shortly. They produce lots of toxic substances, whatever, like that, the mercury and lot of acid.
Like, it comes from factories.
Yeah,
So sometimes factories dump toxic waste into waters.
not sometimes, all the time. They don't take it to their home. It has to go somewhere. So where do they let those things to go? Into the water. Which waters? Rivers, oceans, and lakes.
And ponds.
Yeah. Okay. So toxic waste from the industries. Okay. So how do we stop that?
By telling this factory to stop and sue them.
But do we need the factories or not? If you close the factory, there will be no work. Huh? What's that? So what do they do? That I'm asking, what do we do with the industrial waste? Yes.
You could have less factories than we have now.
Yeah, if you all consume less, there won't be no need for a factory. That's every element protections is what you consume less. That's
We
good thing.
just need food.
Proper treatment of the industrial waste. Should detoxify before you release as much as possible. Okay, all these toxins, they treat, they mix certain chemicals or certain other things to nullify or neutralize the toxic effect before they release this went into the water, ocean, or into the Mother Earth. Okay? What do you say, Jonathan? Have anything? So what else? Yes.
Don't waste water.
Don't waste water. Very good. So next time when you brush your teeth, don't open the tap and do this. Okay? Do you do that? You don't brush your teeth?
How about pre-washed?
Okay, when you brush your teeth, don't open the tap and keep it open and then you brush your eyes in the mirror because the water is running. And also by washing the hands and plate too, you need to close properly.
Put the spit on it.
The largest volume of what do you call it? Pure water. Which country has the largest reservoir of the water? Canada. So we are blessed with that. So don't waste that. Okay? So don't waste water. Yes?
So use water appropriately and when you want to use it,
Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Don't use appropriately. Yes.
Some people they put like detergents and stuff like car wash.
What's that?
Like if they wash their cars, the soap, everything goes into the sewage.
Yeah. Getting the car wash. But the car wash getting in the car wash place is going to the sewage, right? Only you are shifting the place of pollution, but you are not doing anything. As she said, some of the actions we take only shifting the place of pollution. That's it. So we need to really consider that. It's the biggest problem. Okay. So don't waste water. That's one thing. And if there's a water dribbling from the water pipe, what do you need to do? Step. Close it properly. Close it properly. Repair it properly. Close it properly. Don't take extraordinary long shower. Okay? That's right. So what else? What are the other things you shouldn't do? Yes?
Don't drink seawater.
But I'm asking how to protect the water. I'm not asking you don't protect it.
But seawater is bad. So, wait, don't get to
Have you ever seen when you are driving around the pond over there, in the morning side, on the lane? There are a lot of garlands and other material thrown away. Have you ever seen that?
Yes. Yes.
Who does that? Our humans. Our humans, yes, very closer, more specific. Which human being throwing the garlands into the ponds?
The morning side human.
Right? Morning side humans, but I am from Markham, I also can do that. What else? Who else? No. We the Hindus. Oh yeah.
Stop using your car.
Minimize the use of car. How can we use that? Let's come to the point. I'll come to that. Okay. So, we Hindus, we do our funeral rites. Okay. We do our home pujas and other thing, and all those things, materials. What do you call it? People leave it in the water. The back home is running water. It's okay. Running water, it gets purified. And a lot of water, living animals like fish and other things, eat those things and it get, what do you call it, decayed and other thing. Here, we don't have running water in Ontario. It's lake, all surrounded. And ponds, there is small places. So where we put these, what do you call, gardens and other thing, what we are doing? We are polluting the water. So that is not proper. That is not proper, yeah. You can compost, okay? When you offer the flowers and other thing, we actually will give it back to Mother Earth. So don't throw it away. Don't put in a place with the people, what do you call, running around and other thing. But you can cover with a paper or something else, another thing, and you can compost it, okay? So that's the one. So don't do that too. Don't throwing this our puja materials and remnants, nirmaliyam we call it. Whatever we offer to God or pujas. Nirmaliyam into the water is an offense to the water. Okay, next time in your home anyone do that, tell them don't do it. Okay, you can compost it. Perfect. Okay, so don't put nirmalya. Nirmalya means anything from puja. Puja, flowers, garlands and other things. Yes?
For the puja you get the water, is that like waste instead of like, what do you do with the water?
It is needed there. You don't do it a lot, but it's needed there. It's like you were talking about water. Some people talk about milk. Is it a waste? No. It's an offering. So respect for the water. What's the next element?
Car.
What is the next element to the water, morally?
Fire.
What is the third element? Fire.
Fire. How do you do?
Respect for fire.
Oh, okay.
These all pujas, okay?
Oh.
If you are preserving your Mother Earth, if you are, preserving the water is all part of the puja. Yes, how do we?
For Swami.
Huh?
For
What's that?
Swami.
I don't understand what you're trying to communicate. No. You have to communicate properly. What you are trying to say?
For Swami.
For Swami, what? Fires for Swami, okay. I don't understand still. Yes.
Like, lighting a lamp or something, don't just leave it there. After you're done using it, just throw it out.
One thing is careful use and dispose of the fire. Careful use and dispose of the fire.
Fire doesn't matter.
And dispose of fire. So when you light the lamp, small kids, we need the adult supervision. Otherwise, huh?
Only,
Until you learn. And also when you do the puja lamps and other thing, make sure that is off after some time. And make sure that is safe. Otherwise, what happens?
Yeah, you burn.
You can burn yourself.
Like,
So that's important. What's the other thing? Other thing is the misuse of fire. Very common thing.
Smoking.
Don't smoke.
I feel
That is the misuse of fire.
down,
Fire will burn your lungs. You will get the lung cancer.
downtown there's lots of people smoking. Some people are always
Not downtown, even here in Morningside.
serious.
It's okay. So, smoking
And cars.
is a form of misuse of fire.
No.
What else? When you get the, what do you call it? Have you ever gone for camping?
Yeah. Campfire.
Campfire. What do you use? What do you do after you finish your camping and other thing? What do you need to do?
Throw more wood on it.
Yeah, make sure the campfire is completely off. Even a small spark is enough to destroy a town or forest, a country. Most of the forest fires started from where? More than 50%. I'm not sure what the exact percentage. I heard that more than 50% of the forest fire start from human beings throwing away cigarette butts and not putting away the fire after the camping. The forest fire starts, and forest fire is one of the very difficult things to constrain.
And fireworks.
Okay? You understand?
Yeah.
So that is one of the things. Okay, proper dispose of the fire and no smoking.
And fireworks.
Even the firearms, your guns, shells, missiles, all those things are represent of the element of fire. Don't misuse it.
Isn't
Minimize the use only for the self-protection. You understand?
Isn't everything fire?
Wait, if it's no, wait,
And also, yes,
if it's for self-protection, why do we mass produce it?
why do we?
Mass produce it.
That's right, because we are not using for self-protection. We are trying to control others, kill others.
Yeah, so it's not for self-protection then.
Who made
It's
them?
not protection.
Huh.
Okay.
Natives.
So, these weapons are there even during the Mahabharata time and Ramayana time.
And
If you
they-
read the war description of Ramayana, you know the Ramayana story?
No, no.
You know Ramayana? Ramayana, you know? Yeah. So, and Mahabharata? Yeah, they were great wars. So they used these weapons and missiles. The description was there, equal to the description of explosion of the first atomic bomb explosion in Hiroshima, as described by the same pilot who dropped the bomb. The same description was in Mahabharata war, the weapon. He said it looked like hundreds of suns all exploded, came together and exploded. Then he saw that thing. That was the same description in Mahabharata for the Astra. So they had this weapon, but they didn't use it extensively. Very rare instances. With the permission of the gods and the saints, they did that. Okay. Nowadays, it's a common thing. So, firearms and weapons. Yes.
Fireworks.
Yeah. Fireworks. When you have the Victoria Day.
And Canada.
Yeah. Huh? Canada Day or Victoria Day you use the fireworks?
Canada Day.
Canada Day. Both, okay. So minimize. Okay, rather than, how do we minimize? Rather than everyone having their firework in your own backyard, so you arrange in a market town, one place, and Scarborough is one place. You go there and everyone together and have the fireworks together. So we use the less fireworks, more fun, rather than everyone having their fireworks in on the backyard. Huh? Yeah. Yes. Huh?
Having your own backyard is like, it's not like big property, it could burn it.
Yeah, it will burn. Yes, that's my thing. And fireworks is not part of our celebrations before. They were never mentioned in any of our scriptures. Celebrations? No. So those things. So respect for fire. What is the next element? What is the next element? I'm going to ask Mabisha. What is the next element? Fourth element. We talked about the earth, we talked about the water, we talked about the fire. What is the fourth element? Air. Respect for air. I'm going to ask so how do you show your respect for air?
Oh, sorry. You don't pollute the air. So
Pardon?
like, you don't pollute the air.
Yeah. How do we show the respect? Which ways we are polluting the air? Before you raise your hands, you need to answer. Yes?
Vehicles?
Huh?
Vehicles?
Vehicles, yes.
Gas.
Too many vehicles. It's a gas emission. Gas emissions, too many vehicles. So we are polluting the air. So how do we control that? He already got that point. How do we control that? Yes?
Using bicycles?
Using bicycles.
Walking.
If we, that's good thing. Using bicycle as much as possible. What is the other way? Practical way. But can you go to Mississauga for work and come back?
No. My bus. Bus
You came from Mississauga, right? Yeah. If you ask them to come by bike, I think they have to start the journey by midday and come here.
Electrical cars.
No, they can start from 3 o'clock.
Yes?
Electrical
Come
cars.
here at
Electrical car. What do you call it? What is that one? What do you call it? Car.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
Yeah, no. Emission. What do you call it?
It's more than
Yes.
Hybrid car.
Emission from
Efficient vehicles.
vehicles.
Oh, they have the water.
So I use hybrid.
public transit.
Hybrid. Yes.
Oh,
Hybrid buses are there. What is hybrid?
It's electrical.
Is it electrical?
no.
You don't put the gas?
No, you put gas and it's battery.
Huh?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I know.
You need to know this thing. Hybrid. Wait. So question for high school students.
Hybrid cars, they use electricity.
Huh?
They use electricity, so they have like a battery and they have to charge it every 3 hours.
It's a book. You want to select a book? Yeah. Lots of books.
Alright, high school students, let's hear you guys.
Hybrid cars use electricity, so they have like a electrical battery that they use to move the vehicles.
You got it now? You got how the hybrid cars works now? Your name? Oh yeah. You know how a hybrid car works. She already explained how the hybrid cars work. Can you say it again?
Hybrid cars use like an electrical battery. So
They have a special electrical battery. There's a special metal.
Lithium.
Not lithium, there's another one, the name. It's born among these 118 elements. There's another thing there. And that battery, what happens?
Ask the next high school student. The guy in the white. Genius. Why don't you take up?
Tell your name.
Captain.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't hear.
What do you ask me?
Your name?
Captain.
Yathin?
You charge it. You charge it like every like specific time, like specific amount of time.
Alex,
Hours.
you use gas to charge
It's like
Yeah. There's a special battery. The car uses gas. But while the car's running on the gas, the wheel movement and other thing, with that movement the battery was charged. And in between, the battery's charge is enough, it gives the electricity power to run the car, and the other part, the gasoline burning mechanism shuts off. Then that electricity is over, then the gasoline kicks in. Then again the produces electricity that is sufficient in the battery. Then again the gas use was shut off. So it's alternately hybrid. Using both these systems together. There are buses, hybrid buses. You see the board, right? When you see and read something, you need to know what is this word. There are so many buses running here, hybrid. Okay, so that's the way it works. So it uses less gasoline, thereby less emission. Okay, one of the way, but not complete solution. Yes. Okay.
Instead of using oil or natural gas for power, we could use solar power or tidal.
Yeah, solar power. You want to lead it?
I'm sorry?
You want to lead it?
With,
Yes, come over here. Yeah.
Solar
power.
right now.
This is all your topic.
What did you say?
Solar power or
All right.
tidal.
We can use solar energy. All right, so we're going to ask the high school kids, okay? And then you help them. Anybody else from the back row? If you don't volunteer, then I get to pick, right? Okay, go ahead.
I know that some people, for their cars, instead of using oil, they use like vegetable oil.
Yeah, I heard about that, but it's not in practical use.
Yeah, we used that back home during the wartime, vegetable oil to run these things there. But I don't know whether it's how practical and how
To run cars, right?
effective that's it, but we used it.
Yeah,
For the
I heard
cars
about
and
that.
what
It's
the
there,
Yeah.
but it's not on a mass scale, right? Am I not?
Yeah, it's not.
I heard somebody's actually like in the US and stuff, like they do it at their own houses, where they put the vegetable waste and they come up with things.
Yeah.
But
There's also
ultimately, what is coming out is an emission.
emission. Yes.
The carbon dioxide, the methane, and the gases.
Have you guys heard about bacteria synthesizing gasoline? That's also happening, but it's not perfect. Anyways, we'll go on. What else can we do for in terms of respect for the air? Any other solutions, suggestions from the back row? You.
Oh.
You want to help him?
I ran nothing.
Okay. The one in white. Can I get your name, please?
Saranya.
Saranya. Okay. Any suggestions? How can you help protect the air? Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes.
Even carpool.
Carpool.
Very good.
What is carpool? Like some people might not know what carpool is. You want to explain?
It's when you say you have a lot of people going to the same work or something, then you could pick up the other people from the work in the same car and then all go together.
Good.
So you would.
Okay. Anybody else want to say anything about carpooling?
Oh.
Anything related
Carpooling is if few people coming for the class from Mississauga, rather than everyone coming in their own car, they arrange together. Okay, today I am taking all of you in my car, so everyone comes in one car. The next day, other person takes in his car. Okay, so like that they take the turns and everyone comes together. Okay, and in the back and forth transport, because everyone is going to the same place and coming back to the same place. That's a carpool. Like that, there's related to the carpool. There's another thing. What is it? Use of public transport. The train is huge. So many hundreds of people can travel at a time in a train. The bus is huge. Okay, 30, 40, 50 people can travel in a bus. So so for the less
Go
amount
train.
of gas, the more people travel.
Go train. You can go from one.
So use of public transport, use of carpool, and use of hybrid cars, and also focus on the future development of the better energy source like solar power, alternate fuel.
Yeah.
Why is this only about vehicles?
Yes, I am asking you. Other ways of saying that. Now we are considering a vehicle. What are the other ways of pollution air? Polluting air.
burning the
Yes.
Yes, we are connected.
Factory fumes, industrial fumes,
burning or toxic.
industrial gases and fumes. So again, consume less and proper disposal of these fumes.
We'll give you a chance to move it, okay? We'll ask you when they don't have any ideas. Okay? Anybody else from the
What about burning garbage?
burning garbage?
Yes. Don't burn it. What you can do for the garbage? Recycle, compost.
You can
Okay.
hide it under you can put it in the water and stomp on it. You put cover it. And
Pardon?
decompose. In 16
Yes.
million.
Somebody is asking about what are using the electricity. That's why it's a hybrid and everything. So using the energy source, electricity is a better source. Again, where do you get the electricity from? Because electricity is where do we get the electricity from? Different sources. Yes.
From rivers, like the current.
Yeah, from the water. Yes. Water flow, we can create electricity. And from coal. By burning coal, they make electricity. So if you burn the coal to get electricity, is it helping the environment or not?
No.
No, because of it. And also atomic energy, nuclear power. So those things are other problems from there. So
What
very.
does the third one say?
Huh?
This one?
In number 5, wind, solar.
Tidal.
What is tidal?
Like when they get the waves, harness
Oh
the
yeah,
power
yeah,
of the
okay,
waves.
fair enough.
To, yes, go
You
ahead.
decompose metal.
Hydro energy.
Hydro energy. In terms of what?
Hydro means a tidal. That's the one.
That's what I'm going to hydro. We use water. Like at Niagara Falls and at the Newfoundland Bays. Yes?
You can protect the air by planting trees.
That's a good one.
Planting trees.
Planting trees. Very nice.
Wow, whose idea that?
Good idea.
Can,
Very good, Subhavi.
That's
Great.
that's one of the
Planting
practical
trees.
things we can do.
Decompose metal.
Very good.
Yeah, back home, every temple have a tree, special tree. We call Thala Viriksha, the temple tree. There's no. There are 3 things important for the temple. As I said, first is the idol, made out of the stone or something. And second is the water pond or river or some by the side. So that is also related to the element. The third thing is there should be a tree. Most of the temples have their tree, traditional temple tree, Thala Viriksha. So planting trees is a very important part of preserving the environment, and not only for the air, it also for the earth.